Okay. So how are we going? I thought I'd put this video out for some stylistic build techniques in vanilla. I'm on the PlayStation 4, so I can't use any of the mods for the cool builds they can do on the PC. But I've just jumped on. I'm on my offline game, so I can add mid to arts content and stuff like that. But I'm going to quickly show you 3 different techniques that I use that are semi-easy to use, but get you a really good build. This popping is getting fucking annoying. Okay. So we want to build a base to a point. Like, if we want to build like an outpost, or it isn't so much. You could do it on your main base, but it's not so much for your main base. It's more for a one in the outskirts. So just so we want to go, we're gonna grab. I have some DLCs, so obviously I'll build it without using the DLCs, except for one of the techniques needs it. Actually, no, I'll build it with the one I normally use. I normally use the sandstone extras. The only 2 that have come with them so far, technically there's the terrain as well, but there's the Stormglass, Sandstone, and the terrain that comes with it, the in brackets extras. So if you go into the bazaar, that big one, it's an overpriced load of BS, but it has some terrain, not so much, except for the window curtains. All the other ones not so much, but let's start with we'll go, let's do a 3 by 4, I reckon. No, 3 by 6. No, 3 by 5. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now if you've got no building stability turned on, then you only do the 1 foundation to start, and then the rest is good. So if you look underneath, I've got the 1 foundation up the top there, but I'm going to get rid of that in a second. This one here is the only foundation. But just to get us started, that's what I've done. And then we're going to use the corner pillar technique. So we're going to go into here, we're going to go some stairs. So this is the technique number 1. This one is the more time consuming one, but you place a staircase so that the top part is up against an edge, and then we're going to grab a pillar, as I keep clicking that button. We grab a pillar and attach it to the end of the staircase. So as you can see, it's now off center. This pillar looks garbage. I'll change the pillar in a minute. Then we're going to grab another ceiling piece. I'm going to remove the staircase because that pillar is now attached to here. Ideally, you'd leave the staircase go up too, but this is good enough. So we've found another ceiling piece. We're going to attach it to the top of that pillar, if it will. Hello. If it will go there, it's not going to go there. Okay. What's going on here? Is that just a ghost block? No, it's actually there. All right. Fine. We'll go. Oh, hang on. I know that. I'm pretty sure I don't have the stability thing turned on. So I've got to grab that pillar and do that. Is that what I'm doing? Okay. For some reason that wasn't placing. Why? I do not know. Let's try it again. Staircase. We'll grab the pillar. We'll do 2. I keep hitting the wrong button. God damn it. Okay. Pillar there. Let's go up 1. We should better get rid of that. We should better then grab a ceiling. Now place this way. Okay. And we want to place it there, so it's centered in on the pillar. So as you can see now, it's off center, going this way. Then we're going to do the same thing again. Let's place one at the top so you can see it with the staircase. So we've got the stairs. Let's go up, up, and instead of going the way we went, which is that way. We want to go the opposite direction. So either that away from me or towards me. We'll go towards me so we can hit the corner. We'll place, and then we're going to grab a pillar from there, and that is going to go all the way down. So we can now delete this one here, and as you can see here, that pillar is now cornered. So I can now, using the ceiling pieces, run a line across here, and then grab the pillars, center them on the ceilings, I now have a pillar wall, and if I'm doing this I always place some in the middles, just in case. But that there is how you do the corner pillars. So we can now, actually no, I'm going to leave that there because that's the next technique. We want to make sure they're all facing the same way. Yes, okay. So let's get rid of there and there. So we have corner pillars. Now obviously we can do the whole building, so if we grab this and we'll go okay. I'm going to make sure for the next technique I want to keep all these the same direction. You have to use ceiling pieces, because if you look here, and if I go there and try and place it at the bottom part, it says no, because that's a foundation. So when you're doing that, once you've placed them, grab your ceiling pieces, and then you can place them all the way down. But as I was saying before, I always try and grab just say that one, and that one, just in cases. Okay, so let's grab these pillars, put them all down here. Oops. It's alright, doesn't matter. Again, we want to try and keep all these facing the same way, because using this, there's a technique you can do that I kind of call it a step out. The old English style buildings have this look. So see how these ones are the wrong way around, so I'm going to grab let's just rotate these around. Yeah, that looks good. They're all facing the same way now. We'll finish with pillars. Okay, so we've got our wall, and we're going to keep these for a technique that I use, but it can be done in two ways to get two different outcomes. The first one is just placing a roof up there, and the next one is placing a second story up. So I'll just show you with the roof. So if we grab our walls, so just so we're going to go standard walls, let's grab some standard, come on, there we go. Place them in like that. So we've now got a standard wall. You can also place them down here. Oh, wrong way around. To make it get all the way to the ground. But I've got a tendency to grab a different style. So let's randomly choose one. Yamatai, that'll do. We'll grab the Yamatai walls. We can literally place any wall we want down there. So we can place Yamatais down there if we want. Just to give it that different foundation look, wall look. A catch with this is, don't ask me why, but it's a tendency to not let you place a door frame in the spot you want it to. But you can finagle it, glitch it in there sometimes. What I would do is I grab a wall, place the wall in first, and then from the wall, snap the door or the window, whatever, to that, and do that. So that's how I do that section. But there's a technique, before I get to the roof part, there's a technique using what they call a balcony. It's a bay window in the extras. So the one that came with these floors, you get this. They call it a rough timber balcony. It's a bay window. It's not a balcony, but idiots be idiots. These have an interesting side effect of being able to be double snapped, if you want to call it that. You can place that piece in, and then you can place a different piece inside it if the different piece is a different kind of piece. Now this is classified as a balcony, and there are no other balconies, so generally speaking most of these other pieces won't do that. So for example, if you want to place, just say, the shutters, which also came with the same kit, let's go to here, let's do that, and we'll grab the windows. We can snap them inside it. Hello? There we go. So with that go. I have no idea where that one went, but okay. So we've got that in there like that, and then we can turn around and grab the actual shutter, or in this what they call the window, and place it in there like that. So we now have, if we close that, we have a window we can open and close. And on the outside it looks like it's an actual barred up window. And because of the sizing of it, it fits in snug with the pillars. So if I'm using, for example, a different kind of wall, come on, be nice. If I'm using, for example, those walls, because the pillars are hiding it, it doesn't look like it doesn't fit. You can still see that there's stuff in through the gaps, but from here, it doesn't look out of place. So I can turn around and say, right, let's replace all these walls with that. So come here. I'm just going to fill this one side in. Don't need to show you both sides. Oh, door frame. Got to change the door frame. There we go. So we have a mixed build there with, you can change whatever pillars you want and whatever walls you want. Just remember that you can't put the pillars in after the walls. You have to put the pillars in first, then do the walls. So if you want to change the pillars, you have to pull down all the walls. So it's a pain in the butt, but to get that look, it's great. And now for the roof. The reason I've left these on and left them all in the same orientation is because if we come up here, we can use what I call the gutter or the eave, or we can step it out. The old English buildings use a step out technique. So let's do that one first. We can place these walls up against here. If we want to go ham, we can actually do another set of pillars and make the pillars go down there. But as you can see, that steps it out. So the upper floor is a different size to the lower floor. But let's quickly whack in some. Actually, if I throw some stairs in here, yeah, and then let's stair there, pillar, remove, grab that. Is it gonna? No, it's gonna do like it did on the bottom floor. Okay, try again. That's why I've got a tendency there. Pillar, pillar, then get rid of that. So it's giving me the extra leeway of getting that up to there. And then on top of that, we're going to grab another staircase. I could in theory just run it straight from the bottom. If I come into here, the alignment I'm going for is that alignment, which is going to be off-center to these. But just so you can see it happening twice, I've just done it here again. So we've got this, we've got the staircase again. Come up here, step it towards me, grab the pillars, boom. Yes, now I should be able to go like this, and it should stay, and then it should then now let me place these in like that. Let's try and keep the orientation the same. Oh, actually, no, this one doesn't matter because I'm going to get rid of them on this one. Okay. So the only reason we're doing it up here is so we can go like this. Now these ones here can all be gone. Let's run. Yeah, see, it's starting to go red because on the server I play on, we've got the stability's at 0, so you never run out of stability. Whereas on my private game, it's at, I think it's at 50%. Okay, now that takes us back to there. Okay, so we now have this. So we just place our walls in here. So we come around to the front. I'm leaving the top ones on so I can show you the other version. The one I call the eaved, or I normally call it eaved, but sometimes we call it the drainage or something like that because I make it look like a drainage angle. So we've got our stepped out, so it's kind of like that. Now you could try and like make it look like it's braced, but I don't bother. It's fine like that. Now for the eaved version, we can actually just place our roofs on top of here. So let's come over here and let's fix the rotation on these. Okay. Okay, because of the walls. Okay, I have to get rid of the walls first. Okay, so we want to keep these the correct way, which is okay. Whether it's facing north or south doesn't matter. It's just so long as if it's south, it's either south or north, not east or west. Because these beams, we don't want them sitting in opposite directions. Okay, we'll put our walls back in. And jump up to here. And now if we choose, for example, we want to have... I missed the corner. Okay, changing the walls out is easy enough, but changing the pillars out is a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're going to make the roof with like the eaves, or the gutter strip, or whatever you call it. So we don't want the roof part looking the same, so let's choose the Turian. Is it the one we want? No, we want the other one. That one. We want it to snap. See how it snapped sideways? We want to rotate it in a way. It's not going to let me without another ceiling piece. Okay. Let's grab that there. And then grab Turian again, and it was that one. We don't want it snapping there, we want it snapping... I think I'm going to stick that wall back in. No. Can you? Sometimes it's fucking... Oh my god. Okay, Turian. Okay, so we want to go to about there somewhere. Come on, you can do it. It's not going to let me. Oop, oop. Okay, we'll start with the roof, because I know the roof, doing it this with the roof first is easier. So let's go with the... That roof will do, I reckon, for now. if we look, we can snap it to where the walls are. We want to do that, so we get that there. It is a pain in the butt to get fit sometimes, especially on corners, but come on. This is the trickiest part. Come on, there we go. Come on. Oh yeah, I had it. Oh, the turds. Here we go. I want to try and get this last little bit up here. Come on. Come on. Stop being a pain in the ass. This is just going to be a pain. Oh. This one's not going to let me. And I don't think it's the technique I'm using, I think it's just the building being busted. Sometimes it's the angle you get at. Easier way to fix this. Let's go like that, and then try and snap it at the top. Problem solved. Okay, so there's our roof. Now we grab the... Actually, you might just use them and make it easier. Grab that. We should then be able to snap that. Again, with a whole lot of pain in the ass. We want to get it to... Jeez Louise, okay, we'll try. Put it on the side first. No, it's not going to let me. Okay, this is where the problem is, because see how it's only rotating left and right? It should be rotating all four ways, and it's not. And it's a pain in the ass to try and get it to do what you want it to. But using that again, let's see if we can get a wall placed up here. Thank you. And then hopefully we can then get the correct one. Snap there. Thank you. Okay, so we need to, because we've removed these ones, we have to remove that, put them back in again. Okay. Oh yeah, wall. Put the walls back in. Because we've got the roof piece up there, we should now be able to get this one here to snap onto the correct piece. Other way, that way. Then we can grab the roof piece, which is that one, like this. Depending on how wide the building is how many up you've got to go to get the roof. We should be able to now get rid of that one, because we're just using that to force it to snap to a certain point. Let's grab these, we can now do this. Yeah. Okay, so if we come out, let's snap some more over this way just to... Yes. You gonna get, oh no, that's where the corner is, isn't it? Yeah, that's where the corner is. Yeah. So we need to get the corner, but the other corner. We're probably gonna need the wow, went first go. Holy crap, okay. So there's our peaked roof. Okay. The snapping of these is a bitch. So again, use that to try and force them to snap to the correct spot. Can I pick? Thank you. There we go. Once they're there, you should be good to remove those ceiling pieces. Come on. It does it for like half a second. Okay, we're gonna need another one out here like this. There. Yeah, and then we should better get rid of them. And we should better just easily snap these ones in. So this top roof is on the same grid as the bottom floor, but then the top floor is on a separate grid. It's one block off, or half a block off. So if we come down now, go away please, thank you. So as you can see, we've got the lower part of the building is half a block in on each wall. Then we've stepped out the half a block, got the roof up, the wall up, and then we've got another half block out for our, in brackets, gutters or eaves. Now obviously you could do this with this floor instead of having the next floor up, but I just thought I'd show you the step out and the actual need the hammer out for that. So if we get these in, we can build our floor here. This we can then grab stairs, put a staircase there. We can now, as we get a freeze up, place in. Yeah, this video will go up as this stream will go up as a video later. So if you want to rewatch it from the start to see exactly how it's done, by all means, it's using the stairs and a snap point manipulation to get the pillars in that spot there. So I've closed in this. Oh, I didn't do that end. Doesn't matter. It's demonstrations only. So if we come out, let's put that away. We've got our second floor, our first floor. Now obviously choose whatever heights you want. There's no real limitations. And for the gutters or the awnings or the eaves or whatever you call them, I grab, again, this was, I think it was in the first chapter, I think, of the sorcery. I think it was in. There's a little extras piece for the that one. It's that piece, and you can throw these around here. Place like that. So we've now got that little eave, as I call it. You could bring the roof all the way out to that same spot, and instead of like the top floor, just make the roof go from the edges. But I like to have in that eave there, because then you can get your things like hanging torches. This is a Conan DLC, but any hanging torch will do. You can literally hang your lights from the corners or anywhere along there, like that, and then you'll have lighting. You could hang pretty much any hanging object from the eaves, or if you've got statues that will fit up here, you could stick your statues up there, so it gives them that gargoyle look. And don't forget too, because we've used the ceilings on the bottom instead of the foundations, you can also hide your lighting up. Grab ones like, where's my cursor gone? There it is there. This low brazier, which is in the base game, we can place it there, for example. And then from the inside, you don't need any lighting because you've got underfloor lighting. Let's close it in. Oops. Okay, so we're all closed in. Yeah, and you just remember too, the stairs are going to be off center if you go from the top floor to the bottom floor. Oh, and this is from this balcony thing, which you if you don't have the DLC for that, because it's a store thing, you don't need it. You can literally have one of them or a normal window. Come on, be good. There we go. And we can change that to a window. Remember to always place the wall first. It's easier. So we've got our gargoyles, we've got the eaved roof. This is bigger than my build on the server by a good 3 times the size. My building's like 3 by 2. But this is a good size base, and a good thing with doing the eave technique is you've got the little lip around the top here. So if you're really desperate for space, you can, for example, grab your boxes. You can throw your boxes up on this eave part on the inside. So when you know, oh, I've got to store stuff, you just look up and there's your storage. It's like a really cool place to hide your storage. Obviously this is only a 1 high roof, which annoys people no end, so you'd go 2 high on each floor, or maybe even 2 high on the bottom floor, and then only the 1 high on the top floor, because you'll have the roof part, which would add that extra height. Yeah, so for the you just gotta remember, for the corner pillars, they the bottom pieces have to be a ceiling piece. So when you start building, either start with a pillar and choose a height, and then ceiling onto that. So if you get a normal one, and then just say you want 2 by 2, you can go 2 by 2. And then to get the corner piece for the pillar, you use your staircase, and I always go out the way first. So go to the wall, then you grab your pillar. Now this pillar doesn't matter, because this is not the one we're going to use. Then we can delete, always go 2 up, just in case. Delete that. Then we can grab the ceiling piece, and let me that time. Place it there. And then grab another staircase, and opposite rotation. So again, I always go to the outside, so go that way. Then grab the pillar, and that one here, this is the one that matters. So place, and place, and there's your corner pillar. All that can go away. And then from that, all you have to do is make sure, when you want to make more, you just go, for a 2 wide, you need to go 3 ceilings. Yeah, like the plain the black textures, the pop-ins and stuff like that. Yeah. See, and then I would For the bottom floor, go the 2 high. So where I've only got 1 high on the bottom floor, I'd go 2 high. And then in there you'd place your walls. Like that. If you want to then place the ceiling pieces onto the edge, onto the pillars again, you've got to remove those walls to be able to place those into its correct location to get the awning or the eave like I've done here, because it won't let you place it while the wall is there. Same with if you got the walls are already there, it won't let you place the pillars. So if I grab for example that, actually let's place the ceiling first, then place the wall in. It won't let me get the pillar and place it there, it won't snap. So you've got to make sure you do it in the right order. So it's pillars, then ceiling pieces, then walls. That's why it's such a pain in the butt to use. But you can't deny the looks. Even just a simple sandstone place, just having those pillars run up like that, that looks so much better than having a standard box. Just a 2x2 like that. Again, underfloor lighting. Put your staircase up in. Use whatever building pieces you want for that. Actually, if you've got the DLCs, you can even go things like, do it again. I can do things like that. I have like access underneath it, so you can look underneath the thing because I've got the extra windows. But I don't care who you are. That looks a hell of a lot nicer. That looks a hell of a lot nicer than your standard, standard 2x2 boxes. And then obviously you don't have to do with the eaves at the top. You can literally just grab your. Do it again. Ah, it's trying to snap to the corner. Okay. Come on, be nice. There we go. Technically no, you will still get purged. The pillar, so every pillar you place is classified as a foundation. Every foundation you place is classified as a foundation. Anything that is used that can be attached to the, so if you can get it, see how right now I can't place that because it has to be snapped. If you can get it and you can place it down without having to snap it to anything, the purge can target that item. So even if you've got the arena, which is, where is it? Come on. The arena, these staircases, these are classified as foundations because you can place the, not many people realise this, but you can place these stairs without needing a foundation. Whereas every other staircase, like if you get the black ice-ons for example, and you try and place them without a piece for it to attach to, it won't let you. Whereas the arena ones are classified as a foundation, so a purge will attack that staircase. A good trick to help prevent a purge from actually getting to your base, exploit the AI. They have a, let's just say, a shortcoming of lack of intelligence. If you place any sort of foundation, fence one's the best, and place it around about knee height, so say about that height, actually a little bit lower than that, that's too high. Let's try it again. That height. If they can't just walk over it like you can on this end here, they'll run up to it and go, oh, I can't get in there. But most of the time they don't know how to swing down to hit it. They'll try and hit straight ahead, and there's nothing in straight ahead. So you can exploit that to get the purge stuck at a certain spot. There is the odd chance that they'll use a bigger weapon or a different kind of weapon and they can get hits on it, But generally speaking, they'll run up and oh, I've got to get over there, and they get stuck. So unless they can pop over like this end, you should be good. If that happens, just stick a fence on there. So get one of them, for example. Oh, I did it again. Oh my god. Let's try that again. There we go. So if you place that there, they can damage the fence, but when the fence is finally destroyed, they'll still get stuck. So that's my method for dealing with purges. At my on the server, I have a fence about knee height, fence foundation, and then I have the old flotsam. Where is it? Flotsam. I have that fence on it because I've done a cabin look, so I didn't want it to be black ice. I've just done that, and that looks like a cool fence. It's an old wooden bottom and a wooden top, but they'll get stuck trying to get in. There's a gap they can get through, but some of them will get stuck on the fence. But you got to admit that looks a lot nicer than if you come across one of the bodgy little 2x2 normal squares. Yeah, so you put a staircase in. If you're building a treehouse, make sure there is a pillar or something that attaches the treehouse to the ground, so they do not spawn inside your treehouse. Same with if you build on a rock face and stuff like that. Make sure it has an attachment to something. So, for example, if you're building up here, just say, if you build the usual technique is plonk a foundation, then from that foundation build your base. That's what people usually do. That foundation, they can spawn there, the purge can spawn there. But if you get it and attach it to the ground, even if the support is up there, they go, okay, that's the part where it's attached to the ground, we can attack it and they'll come here. They won't spawn up there. And that's what you've got to exploit. So the knee height to block their path, and using an attachment to the ground. So if that was a tree, that foundation, they could spawn on top of that foundation inside your base and wreck it from the inside. But if you make sure there's a pillar, anything that touches the ground, then that part where it touches the ground, the game goes, that's the spot where we've got to attack. If we destroy this piece, that will destroy that piece. But us being intelligent knows those two can go away and it still sits there. But the purge doesn't know that. The purge thinks destroying those two will wreck that one. But that you got to admit, like, I don't care who you are, mix and match your styles, your building pieces. That looks nice. A little bit of extra effort, and it's like so simple, but yet so much difference. Again, this one high roof would annoy the living shit out of me, but for display purposes, it's good. The lip is good for storage. If you make the roof go all the way to the edge, and not have the eave on the outside, on the top part, like you'd still have the lip on the bottom part, but if you put the roof all the way to the edge here, you wouldn't be able to put the gargoyle up there. But you'd still have this lip here, which is how a real eave would be, which is why I call it the eaves. And that would give you the extra space on the inside too. It would be more like here, you'd have this extra half a foundation or ceiling piece that, where this is only like, as you can see here, it's only like half a ceiling piece. If you moved it out, it'd be a full ceiling piece. It'd be extra storage up the top. It's just you won't be able to stick stuff on the outside up the top. So that's why I prefer doing it with the slightly smaller roof, like that one. So I can stick things like gargoyles, campfires, braziers, all that stuff can go on top. I don't think there's quite enough space for a thrall. Admin panel. Let's spawn one in. Let's go archer. That one will do it. Oh no, they can fit there. Just. So you can stick your archers on there. But I think that's pretty much all I can show you with these techniques. But the corner pillars and the stepping it out, which is basically part of that as well, is super useful. You gotta be aware of the methods, like the order of the build. Like you can't. Oh yeah, I want to change the pillars now because. Oh, you might be able to straight swap. Hang on, let's try if we can straight swap. If I want to change them to Yamatai, for example, if I choose a pillar from Yamatai. Oh no, yeah, you can straight swap. There you go. So you don't have to. You don't have to pull it down. You can straight swap. So you can restyle it. It's not that much of a pain in the ass. But if you make a mistake, like if you want to change that wall or whatever, then it can be a pain in the butt. On a quick note, you can double stack the walls too. I might as well show you that technique. If you use the stable, if you've got them, the stable gates with pillars, that one. Not that one. Single wide. Where is it? That one. So you want to use, let's place it somewhere so you can see it. That piece there. If you place it somewhere, you can then place a fence piece. So if we grab, well, technically you can place a wall in there as well. Anything except for a doorway will work. I don't believe doorway, so doorway will replace because it's classified as a doorway. So just say you want to get a fence piece in a wall. If you grab the fence piece, you can place it in like that. Then you can grab the wall. Oh, that won't work with walls. Okay, we have to use windows. But we can get the window. Where's the window? Because the fence and the wall are classified as the same. Okay. We can go like that. It's going to rotate for me. It's not going to rotate. What a bitch. But we've now got the double stacked. It does suck that you can't. As soon as I do that, the fence will disappear. Oh no, there we go. Oh yeah, because the door's gone. Okay, yeah. Because the windows and the doors, I think, are the same. Whereas walls and fences. Somewhere in the coding, it's saying that you can't place them because of the same thing. You've got to trick the game into thinking that that and that are different. And because you can quick swap a wall and a window, and a door, so technically you can put a door there as well, the fence should stay. If you try and place something that is the same category as a fence, it will override the fence. So just be careful of that. But using this technique, if you've got a building and you don't want people getting up to it, they'll get spiked by that. If they're not got or thingy, they won't be able to climb up that. But it's a wall, so it's like, because you know sometimes you build a fence and it's like there's a gap, they can climb up the wall, shimmy around the corner to get into your building over the fence. It's like you can stick this in the wall, and then they won't be able to, because they'll hit that, and the fence can go all the way around the building, even if there's a wall there. So it's like a spiky wall. Now that one, There is a method you can do too to put a door in there, but when you relog, the door disappears, which is sucky because you could place the door frame in like this. Actually, we can get rid of that fence, and then you could place a door, for example, and then replace that with a window. See if we get, where's the normal window gone? Ah, right there. If you replace that with the thing, the door would stay, but now it doesn't do that. It's like, sucky, man. But that was like a cool, cause the door used to stay there, because it used to be on a wall, on a door frame, but now it's a window. It's like, oh look, it's we don't know what to do with it. It needs to stay. Sure, they fixed that one. But yeah, so use the stable. I think the double wides will work as well, but I haven't tried it with the double wides. But the single wide, that one, if the cursor was visible, then you can place. It shouldn't matter what fence and what wall or what building pieces you use. So if you want to do it black ice, you can. If you want to do it in Yamatai, for example, we can go Yamatai. We can't place the door in straight away because that replaces the gateway, but we can place our fence in, and then I keep pushing the wrong button. Okay, here's my cursor. There it is. I suppose it doesn't matter because I'm going to replace it. Place it in like that. Then if we grab the wall and we try and replace the window with the wall, we now have a spiky wall. So if you're on a PvP server, that's the method to use. I don't know how reliably it will spike, because you're technically glitching the fence inside the wall, and I don't know how the coding for the spiking mechanism works, whether it spikes from outside the hitbox or inside, I don't know. But I know climbing up it when you're not in creative, if I exit creative, wow. So yeah, well, I'm going to call the stream there. If you're stuck again, just by all means watch the video back again. It makes your builds look so much nicer, even if they're a little 2x1 or 2x2 up to pretty big bases. I wouldn't do it on a massive base because the amount of work, it'd be like, do I have to do this for every single one? It's a yes you do. I've got a tendency to use the building pieces that aren't glitching out. So at the moment, the best options are things like storm glass, some of the sandstone pieces, the Yamatai pieces, they're least likely to play up. Other ones are like sandstone, sandstone brick and so on. They're being more of a black oily look when you load in. Same with the doors. But these go, there's the techniques. Corner pillars, eaves. I showed the one using the balcony, or what they call the balcony, it's a bay window, and the pillared, the spiked wall. So, hope it helps. I'm out of here. I'll catch you the next time. See yous.